The Real World, Sydney. The Real World, Sydney is the 19th season of MTV reality television series The Real World, which focuses on a group of diverse strangers living together for several months in a different city each season as cameras follow their lives and interpersonal relationships. It is the only season to be filmed in Australia. The season featured a total of 8 cast members over the course of the season, as one cast member was replaced after she voluntarily left the show. It is the third of 4 seasons of The Real World to be filmed entirely outside of the United States after The Real World, London in 1995, The Real World, Paris in 2003, and before The Real World, Cancun in 2009. Production lasted from February to May 26, 2007 and premiered on August 8 of that year, consisting of 24 episodes. Assignment. Most seasons of The Real World, beginning with the 5th season, have included the assignment of a season-long group job or task to the housemates, continued participation in which has been mandatory to remain part of the cast since the Back to New York season. The Sydney cast was assigned to work for Kentucky Tours, a vacation travel package planning company, created a Sydney tour package. The Residence. The cast was housed in a contemporary 20,000 SQFD, 3-storey former one-sport wall building at 19 Darling Walk at the southern end of Darling Harbour, a large recreational and pedestrian district on the western edge of the Sydney Central Business District. One Sport Darling Harbour was a sports-themed venue for hosting a variety of different events and could accommodate up to 1,100 people. It closed at some point prior to June 2006, when it was leased to the Real World Production, which held the lease until June 2007. The building and the rest of the Darling Walk complex were demolished in late 2008 to be replaced by a $500 million development that included the Commonwealth Bank's global headquarters buildings, retail space, and a new park. Cast members were first photographed and identified by the media while participating in a Kentucky tour at the Tijapikai Aboriginal Cultural Park in Cairns, Queensland. On August 1, 2007, the New York Daily News reported that according to MTV, Persian-American cast member Paris Amand is earned as the show's first Muslim. However, Tommy Roman of the 1993 Los Angeles season is a Muslim, as is Mohammed Bilal of the 1994 San Francisco season. Cast member Age hometown Kohata Lee Grindstaff 23 Blue Ridge, Georgia the son of a welder. Kohata is a self-employed contractor who builds log homes for a living. Kohata's name, which is Cherokee for mountains that hold up the sky, is derived from the Kohata mountain range in Georgia. He attended Dalton State College and North Georgia Technical College and is close to his family, which includes his parents, as well as his younger sister and grandfather. He enjoys mountain hiking, horseback riding, and playing the guitar, and is looking for someone with whom he can start a family. He took part in The Real World partially due to pressure from friends, and as part of his goal to see as much as possible before settling down with a wife and children. He has done very little travelling away from home and characterizes his hometown and family as being slower, because they take the time to sit down to eat together and enjoy the moment. Consequently, he feels out of place whenever he visits a city. He eventually begins a relationship with Kellyanne. Kohata subsequently appeared on The Challenge. Dunbar Merrill Flynn 22 Natchez, Mississippi. Dunbar's family lost everything after a money laundering scandal, and Dunbar was forced to negotiate his own financial situation and take responsibility for his life. He has 2 brothers, aged 27 and 19. He enrolled in the military in order to pay for his education at the University of Mississippi, where he belonged to a fraternity. He is committed to his girlfriend Julie back home. MTV described him as well-spoken, opinionated on political issues, literature and poetry, arrogant, and hot-headed. In the premiere, he claims to be more proud of being Southern than of being an American. In Act 2 of Episode 7, he says that his father used to beat him and his older brother, and that he had himself emancipated at age 15. In Episode 8, he reveals that his grandfather tried several times to molest him when he was a child. While attending private school at age 16-17, he was forced to take anger management classes in order to stay at the school. At one point, he cheats on Julie with a cast member who replaced Chauvin, Ashley. After the series, he graduated from college and became a real estate broker. Isk.21 Cleveland, Ohio. Isk is from Cleveland, Ohio, and a business major at the University of Arizona. As he explains in the season premiere, he has a history of juvenile delinquency, having been put on probation for robbing 15 houses and shooting off fireworks through someone's window. Given the choice between 9 months in jail and a treatment center, he chose the latter in order to reevaluate his direction in life. In addition to being an artist and musician, he is also an entertainer, taking place in freestyle dancing battles, doing stand-up comedy, and emceeing events. He is Jewish. In episode 16, he reveals that he used to take a lot of LSD, from which he still suffers from occasional hallucinations of birds, and that when he sees a blackbird, he interprets it as a premonition that someone close to him has died. He claims such a premonition in the same episode, before learning of his grandfather's death. Despite his fear of commitment, he enters into a relationship with an Irish woman named Warren during the season. Kellyanne, 20 Georgetown, Texas. Kellyanne stayed out of most of the drama on Real World Sydney, but claims that if she feels someone is walking all over her, she will fight back fiercely. A self-described tease, for her audition video, she stripped onto a t-shirt and panties, on the back of which she had written, "Make it hot. Pick me." She comes off as a very confident girl. She is of mixed heritage that includes Italian, Polish, and Irish. She was diagnosed with that at a young age, and as a result of being prescribed natural medicine, is considering a career in that field. She has a sister named Callan. Her father works for the state. He blames him for her parents' divorce, on account of the extramarital affair he had for a year and the resulting pregnancy. She ended a 3-year relationship with her ex-boyfriend Sutton before coming to Sydney, and she initially is flirtatious with Dunbar, but eventually enters into a relationship with Kohata. Parasa Montezon, 21, Kamak, New York. The daughter of Iranian immigrants, Parasa is a Muslim that grew up in Kamak, Long Island. She is a graduate of New York University with a degree in International Relations Studies. Montezon told the New York Daily News that the experience of living with cameras was an exaggerated existence, which amounted to partying 7 days a week, but that she did nothing during her stay that would embarrass her or her family, though she did call home one night when she drank too much. An aspiring singer, Parasa says in the premiere that she recently graduated from college early in order to concentrate on her music. She repeatedly comes into conflict with Tricia and Dunbar. Chauvin Torres, 24, Sacramento, California. Chauvin is a 24-year-old journalism major at the California State University, Sacramento, and as she says in the premiere, wants to be a news reporter. She has her own dating and relationships column called Sexcapades. She insists that she is not the blonde bimbo that people may think she looks like. She recently ended her engagement to her fiancé, David, who told her to choose between a career in marriage and children. She is openly bisexual. She later reconciles with him and moves out in episode 14 in order to return home. Tricia Cummings, 19, Fresno, California. In the premiere, Tricia says that she and her friends are the stereotypical hot preppy girl clique. She was raised as a devout Christian by her adoptive parents. Her parents gave her a promise ring when she was 12 as a symbol that she would retain her virginity until marriage, but as her boyfriend Jared states in her home video, they have not upheld that resolution. From early in the season, and repeatedly during it, she comes into conflict with Parasa. In episode 18, she is sent home for shoving Parasa to the floor during a heated argument. Ashley Robson, 19, in Huntington Beach, California. Ashley is a 19-year-old from Huntington Beach, California, who moves into the house in episode 15 as a replacement for Chauvin. She explains when moving in that she is currently single, but ready to mingle. When she moves in, it is apparent to her, Tricia and Parasa, that she and Tricia are very much alike and have similar interests. She is attracted to Dunbar even though he has a girlfriend back home, and at one point the two decide to step over the boundaries, only to develop an antagonistic relationship with him, much as Parasa did. Duration of casts. Note: Chauvin voluntarily left the house in episode 14 after wanting to return home. Ashley replaced Chauvin in episode 15. Tricia was removed from the house in episode 18 after shoving Parasa to the floor during a heated altercation. After filming, all 8 cast members reunited for Escape from Oz, the real-world Sydney reunion. Hosted by Lindsay Rodriguez, the show was filmed in New York and premiered January 9, 2008. The cast members discussed their lives both during and since the filming of the show. Dunbar stated that he and Julie were still together and had moved in together, though there was still occasional tension as a result of his infidelity with Ashley. The cast also discussed distemper flare-ups with Parasa and Ashley. Kohata and Kellyanne revealed that they were still together and that Kellyanne visited North Georgia, where she met Kohata's father. Their romance ended by the time they appeared on Real World/Road Rules Challenge, The Island. Isaac stated that his now long-distance relationship with Warren was complicated, that they were talking, and that his future was ambiguous. Chauvin revealed that she and David were no longer together. She and the others also discussed the grilled cheese incident. Tricia and Parasa discussed their love triangle with Alex and the shoving incident, both asserting that there were no remaining ill feelings between them. Tricia also explained the incident with the Asian McDonald's employee by saying that she misworded her initial explanation of the incident, but that it was not motivated by racism. She also insisted that her refusal to go to the gay pride parade was not motivated by homophobia, as she supports gay rights, but felt a conflict between the amount of potting she had been doing and her religious upbringing, and decided not to go out potting again, regardless of what the celebration was for. At the 2008 The Real World Awards Bash, Kellyanne was nominated in the Hottest Female category, and Isaac in the Hottest Male won. Kellyanne and Kohata were also in the running for Favourite Love Story, as well as Dunbar for Best Phone Call Gone Bad, and both Chauvin and Tricia for Gone Baby Gone, with the latter also receiving a nomination for the Remake You Love to Hate award. On November 5, 2008, it was revealed on the Real World/Road Rules Challenge, the Island reunion special, that Kellyanne Jiv was dating Wes Bergman of The Real World, Austin at the time. In an extra clip of the reunion for Real World/Road Rules Challenge, The Ruins, which showed December 16, 2009, Wes and Kellyanne revealed that they were no longer together, but were attempting to resolve the status of their relationship. In 2009, Isaac and Warren eventually broke up. In 2010, they both appeared on the 10th series of the British version Big Brother. Noreen entered on day 1, while Isaac entered on day 54. Warren was evicted by the viewers' vote on day 56, with Isaac choosing to leave shortly after. Kohata Grindstaff and Isaac Stout opened and co-own a concert venue, the Bad Manor, in Athens, Georgia. It opened May 8, 2010, and it is located in downtown Athens at 346 East Broad St. Paris Montezern's debut album, Intelligence, which mixes hip-hop and dance beats with influences from her Persian heritage, was released November 24, 2008. In 2012, Dunbar published a paperback titled Crazy SH ** T Republicans Say. The Challenge in bold indicates that the contestant was a finalist on the challenge. Note, Kelly Ann, Dunbar, Ashley, and Isaac were originally cast for the Challenge Battle of the Seasons and flew out to Turkey to participate. However, they were removed prior to the start of the first challenge due to Stout supposedly not passing his medical test, which turned out to be a false negative, and they were replaced by the Fresh Meat team.